So this video is meant for those new agents or new-ish agents that are looking at both selling either final expense or Medicare and have watched enough of my content to know that doing both simultaneously largely is not a good idea, but really wonder which of these products are going to be best fit immediately as they get started in selling insurance. My name is David Duford, owner of Duford Insurance Group, where I train and recruit agents nationally to sell both final expense and Medicare annuities too, to senior citizens, both over the phone and face-to-face. So the question I get asked a lot from agents who come onto my group consultation calls I do one-on-ones with that are just getting started is getting guidance on how to start in the insurance business. They see enough of my content to know that final expense is a great way to start, but they like the ideas of selling Medicare because of the long-term residual impact. And so they're concerned about which approach is going to be best suited for them to get started. So here are my thoughts on how I help agents make that decision on where they're going to start and ultimately how they can one day do both at the same time. So first of all, just to be clear, if you haven't seen any other of that content, focus is absolutely critical to your success in anything in life, and it's no different in selling insurance. There is too much to learn, especially when you start complicating it with a multitude of different products that require different knowledge bases and a level of mental juggling that most new agents don't have. Even selling one product is overwhelming, and introducing multiple products with multiple carriers is exponentially overwhelming. We want to stay away from that because I believe that contributes to agent failure very quickly. Instead, you want to focus on one product in particular, like a final expense or a Medicare type of strategy. So with that said, how do you choose which approach is best for you when you get started? I think it all comes down to cash flow. Cash is king. Any business owner will tell you that. The more cash on hand you have, the better opportunity you have to weather the storms of business, the undulations up and down of your success in this 100% performance-based business. And I believe because cash flow is king, and many of the people I talk to are not sitting on a fat bankroll, that final expense is the best solution to start their career in the senior market or insurance sales. Simply put, final expense offers the ability to make a good first-year income on a fast or quick basis with a lot of prospects to talk to in a scalable type of way. And once an agent who is interested also in selling Medicare gets situated with selling final expense, it might be 6 months, it might be 12 months, somewhere in that range is about what I would expect. That's the time when it's right to start incorporating a secondary product like Medicare, to begin cross-selling Medicare either to your existing clients, to your existing leads that you have, or to just start a lead system and designate days which you sell final expense and designate days which you sell Medicare so that you can still keep the cash flow strong while also bringing in the Medicare renewal-based business. Again, the problem with Medicare, inversely related to final expense, is that the first-year commission is just not very good. In the strategy we teach, we replace a lot of Medicare Advantage policies with better plans, and the way pay on those largely works is as earned commission. When you couple that in with a lead program, it makes it a little bit more difficult to stay cash flow positive. But the good news, of course, with Medicare is if you can keep this business and pace up for a number of years, even 5 years, you can have a substantial six-figure income that just not as a first-year income, but as a each year for life of the policy is on the books income, meaning it's much more passive in nature. And as an agency owner myself who earns a semi-passive income, I have learned through experience that it is well worth your time as an agent, whether you're going to recruit and train a team or if you're going to get into Medicare to build a passive income. And Medicare is the perfect conduit if you don't want to get into the adult babysitting business and train agents. So when do you do that? Again, 6-12 months in, you split up your time focusing because you can handle more now, right? Like your computer processor has grown bigger. You've become more successful and consistent at one thing, so you're much more easy and able to take on multiple products. And this is the time when you want to incorporate, to whatever extent you want, Medicare-oriented prospecting and closing and sales. And then as time goes on, the great thing about Medicare is your residual base every month grows and grows and grows. And it becomes easier in the second year, the third year, to put more and more of your time in emphasis on Medicare as opposed to final expense on an emphasis, even though you'll cross-sell final expense to your Medicare prospects and grow your residual base from there. That's a strategy we've seen work very well for our agents in the business. It is something that I highly recommend, and it is well worth the wait. Again, we always want our cake and eat it too, but sometimes we have to do things, right, that aren't necessarily what we ultimately want out of life in order to get to where we want in the long run. And if we look at final expense and Medicare, and starting in a system like this to start with, this is going to allow you to stay alive long enough in this business and survive long enough in this business to get to what you really want, which is a passive income that doesn't necessarily depend on your active level of work in order to maintain it for the long term. Hope that clarifies some differences in why you would start with final expense versus Medicare and what's best for you. Every person is going to be unique, but I would say approximately 80% of the agents I run across start with final expense, then get to Medicare. My name is David Duford. If you're interested in joining my agency or at least learning more about it, there's links above and below. Click on one of those links, learn more about how everything about my agency works at the FAQ link that you're going to click. And then if you've got questions, you'll see what to do and how to reach me. If you've got questions about this video or want to leave some commentary, please do. I'll be happy to respond back to them personally. And if you haven't already, subscribe if you like this kind of stuff. My name is David Duford, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.